Hello student, last time we already considered what is meant by the comparator, its types and what are its application. Today we are going to discuss operational amplifier as a astable multivibrator. This is actually the application of the comparator. Number of application of the comparator. Comparator as a monostable multivibrator, comparator as a stable multivibrator, comparator as a bistable multivibrator and symmetry trigger. These are actually the applications. Today we are going to discuss op-amp as a stable multivibrator. Basically there are three types of multivibrator. Monostable, bistable and astable. In monostable, only one state is stable, other is quasi-stable state. Means one state is stable and that means for changing the stable state, trigger is required for monostable multivibrator. In case of bistable multivibrator, both states are stable and for changing that both states, external trigger is required. But in case of astable multivibrator, both states are unstable. Means for a stable multivibrator, no need of external trigger to change the state. It changes its state, one state to other state to first, one state to other, and this is repeatedly. That's why it is also called free running multivibrator. Free running multivibrator. Before explaining op-amp as a stable multivibrator, last time already considered comparator. What is comparator? Comparator, it is basically a operational amplifier without feedback. And it compares the two voltage levels and generates the output either it is high or low. When we consider that is very simple circuit, suppose this is a very simple circuit, here is minus and here is plus. This is a ground state and suppose the input is given here. Input is given here and here is output. Vout. Here is the reference level is 0 volt. Reference volt is 0 volt. When here is 0 volt and input is equal to 0 volt, at that output is equal to 0. This is for the comparator point of view. But if this voltage, input voltage is greater than this, at that time what will happen? It produces the output. Here is a 0 volt and here is a minus. If this voltage is greater than this and if this voltage is less than this, depending upon this, it produces the output either it is in positive saturation or it is in negative saturation. Remember this. Means if this voltage is greater than this, at that time output is in negative saturation, and if this voltage is less than this, at that time it is in positive saturation. Means this is actually the output of that comparator, either it is in positive saturation or either it is in negative saturation. Positive saturation voltage, we call it as a V saturation, that must be equal to, that is plus VCC minus 2 volt, and negative saturation must be equal to minus VCC plus 2 volt. Remember this, output is either at positive saturation or negative saturation, and that output voltage depends upon the supply voltage given to this. Here is plus VCC and here is a minus VCC. Remember this. But what is actually the drawback this? This is actually the zero crossing comparator. Zero crossing comparator. When this output is equal to 0 volt and when this is a 0 volt, output is 0. But if suppose due to some noise, some amount of voltage is applied here, means appearing here due to noise. And due to noise, if some amount of voltage is applied here and if this voltage is greater than this or less than this, at that time here is the switching takes place from positive saturation to negative saturation or negative saturation to positive saturation. And this is actually the drawback this circuit. Means comparator can be sensitive, zero comparator can be sensitive for a noise. And to avoid this, here is actually the another circuit is used, that is actually the Schmitt trigger. You remember that? Here is, before explaining this unstable multivibrator, we consider a Schmitt trigger. Schmitt trigger, in Schmitt trigger, positive feedback is used. In Schmitt trigger, positive feedback is used. And positive feedback is provided by, here is voltage divider arrangement. This is a voltage divider arrangement. We call this is say R1, suppose this is say R2. Here is minus VCC, here is plus VCC, and positive feedback is used and that positive feedback is given to this. Means we are going to discuss about the Schmitt trigger first and then I am going to explain the unstable multivibrator. You remember that op-amp, here is a positive feedback is given. Means the output is given to this non-inverting terminal. And what is the voltage applied here? Reference voltage. Here is a voltage divider arrangement and by using the voltage divider arrangement, what is the output? Voltage at this point, we call it as a, this point as a terminal number that is 3 and this is terminal number 2, here is 7, here is 4 and this is 6. IC 741. You remember that? Voltage divider arrangement means here is some amount of output, the fraction of the output is given back to the input. And that is actually the output is given to inverting, non-inverting terminal. How will you find out this? That voltage at this point, voltage, that point we maybe call it as a VA. That voltage VA must be equal to, that voltage VA must be equal to R2 divided by R1 plus R2 multiplied by V out. This is actually the voltage. And this R2 divided by this R1 plus R2, we call it as a beta, beta into V out. Beta into V out. Means voltage provided at this terminal, that may be beta into V out. But output that may be positive saturation or negative saturation. And that's why input at this terminal must be plus minus beta V saturation. Remember this. For this circuit, here is the voltage that may be plus beta V saturation or minus beta V saturation. This is actually a very simple circuit. How this circuit works? Input is given externally. This circuit acts as a Schmitt trigger. When this input is equal to this, at that time it changes the state from positive saturation to negative saturation. And when this input is less than this, at that time it changes the state from negative saturation to positive saturation. Means, how will you write the condition? Here is when the V in is less than or when the V in is greater than beta V saturation. when this input is greater than beta V saturation, at that time it goes into the negative saturation. Negative saturation. When this input is greater than beta V saturation, at that time goes into the negative saturation. But when this input is less than beta V saturation, at that time it goes into the positive saturation. It goes into the positive saturation. Remember this. This is actually the application of this comparator as a symmetry trigger. Means when this input is greater than this value, at that time it goes into the negative saturation. And when this input is less than beta into V saturation, at that time it is into the positive saturation. Means remember these steps. These two states are very important ones. After considering this output, here is output voltage V0, here is V0. This is actually a very symmetry trigger circuit. But basically our interest is as a unstable multivibrator. In unstable multivibrator, in this circuit, input is given externally. Input is given externally. But instead of that, suppose the input is given, here is output is some part of the output is given back to the input, positive feedback. Positive feedback. And what is the output here? What is the feedback factor? Feedback factor is beta. And what is the value of beta? It is R2 divided by R1 plus R2. And what is actually the input voltage here? At this point, we call it as a point, and for A point, VA is equal to plus minus, here is beta, here is V saturation. Because output is either positive saturation or output is either negative saturation. That's why here is the input is plus beta V saturation or minus beta V saturation. Remember this. In addition to this, if suppose input is supplied by using the RC low pass filter. RC low pass filter means here is a resistor is used, and in addition to this here is a capacitor is used, and it is grounded, means RC low pass filter. Remember this. Here is a capacitor, we call it as a, here is a resistor, we call it as a R, and here is a capacitor C. Instead of providing the input externally, here is the output is given again back to this inverting terminal, and this RC combination we call it as a integration. Means output is given to the input by integrating. Remember this. How this particular circuit works. For explaining this, and this is actually the circuit for a stable multivibrator. How it works, a stable multivibrator. We are familiar with some part of the output is given back to the input, that is non-inverting terminal, and that voltage must be equal to this by using this voltage divider arrangement. Here is the output. Output must be equal to plus minus V saturation depending upon these two voltage level. If this voltage is greater as compared to this, at that time it is at positive saturation, and if this voltage is less than with respect to this, at that time it is in negative saturation. Remember this. And after considering all these things, here is a very important term I am going to explain with the help of actually the waveform, in the form of the waveform. When we consider these two things, here is the value of the beta is known. What is the value of beta? Beta is equal to R2 divided by R1 plus R2. And what is the value of VA? VA is equal to plus minus beta in bracket V saturation. Remember this. When we consider this circuitry, output is either positive saturation or negative saturation. Suppose positive saturation is indicated here, plus V saturation, and negative saturation, suppose here, minus V saturation. Okay. After that, what is the value of this input voltage? Either plus beta V saturation or minus beta V saturation. At this means threshold voltage levels for the non-inverting terminal. When the output is positive, at that time input here is beta V saturation. When the output is negative, means minus V saturation, at that time minus beta V saturation. Means for that purpose we consider these two terms. Here is plus beta V saturation, and here is a term we consider minus beta V saturation. This is the situation. Okay. This is actually the output changes with respect to time. We consider the time t. Okay. Output. Remember, this is actually the circuit diagram for op-amp as a stable multivibrator. I am already explaining the concept of Schmitt trigger. Concept here, you remember this. These two voltage levels are very important one. If this voltage is greater as compared to this, at that time what will happen? Output is at positive saturation, and when this voltage is greater than this, at that time it is in negative saturation. Before explaining this, we assume at an instant of time, output is at positive saturation. Output is at positive saturation initially. When the output is at positive saturation, what is the voltage at this point? Here is the beta V saturation. Here is the value, beta V saturation. This is the value of the voltage at this point. Due to this positive voltage, what will happen? This capacitor starts to charge through this resistance. Capacitor starts to charge, its meaning is that voltage across the capacitor starts to increase. Charging of the capacitor takes place. And when this voltage is high, when we consider initially the voltage is high, output voltage we assume it is at positive saturation. Due to positive saturation, here is the input beta into V saturation. Means here is the input beta into V saturation. And due to this positive saturation, what will happen? This capacitor starts to charge. Input impedance is very high, that's why current cannot be flowing from terminal 2 to terminal 3, and capacitor starts to charge. When the capacitor starts to charge, voltage across the capacitor increases. And when the voltage across the capacitor starts to increase, initially the voltage across the capacitor is 0, that's why it starts to increase. And when this voltage is reaches at this point, means charging of the capacitor is exponential. Capacitor starts to increase up to the voltage level beta V saturation. Means due to this positive voltage, capacitor starts to increase, and when the voltage at this point, voltage across the capacitor means voltage at this point, and when voltage at this point is beta V saturation, means these two voltages are equal. What will happen? At this voltage, what will happen? There is a, due to this, when the voltage across the capacitor is equal to beta V saturation, means equal to this or slightly greater than this, at that time the switching of the output takes place, positive saturation to negative saturation. Means output changes from positive to negative saturation. And when you remember that, means at this stage there is output changes from positive saturation to negative saturation. And when this output voltage is negative, at that time what will happen? What is the input here? Input here is minus beta into V saturation. And due to this negative voltage, what will happen? Capacitors start to discharge, means voltage across capacitor decreases and it charges negatively. It charges negatively. Means charges negatively means voltage across it is decreases. And decreases and charges, you remember that here is the negatively at this point. Charges negatively. And when the voltage across the capacitor, again it is minus beta into V saturation. Means, remember this, due to this negative voltage, it is discharged and charges negatively. Discharge means its voltage is 0 and then it is charges negatively. And when voltage across the capacitor is equal to minus beta into V saturation, means minus beta V saturation, voltage across it is again minus beta into V saturation. At that time what will happen? Again this switching takes place. Again the switching takes place. From negative saturation to positive saturation. And again, this is actually the situation. What will happen the next? At that time, again here is the positive potential. Means output is positive. Again here is a positive. Again this is due to this positive, capacitors charge to start charge voltage across the capacitor. And when its voltage is plus positive means at this point. Again it is charged to increase. And again when this occurs, when this voltage is equal to this, again it changes its states, positive to negative. In this way, this unstable multivibrator works. Means it remains in a particular state for a particular interval of time. It automatically changes its state after that particular interval of time. From positive saturation to negative saturation, positive saturation to negative saturation. This is actually the working of a op-amp as a unstable multivibrator. Remember this. Initially the voltage is positive. At that time voltage here is positive. Here is 0. Due to this positive voltage, capacitor start charge, and when its voltage is equal to beta into V saturation, at that time it changes the state. State changes means negative saturation. At that time here is the minus beta into V saturation, and when the voltage across the capacitor, that is beta into V saturation, at that time again it changes the state, and this process is repeated number of times and we get a square wave. And that's why op-amp as a stable multivibrator, it is also called a square wave generator. In this way it generates a square wave. The next point, this is actually the graph for the capacitor voltage. This is V saturation, here is minus V saturation. These are actually the two threshold levels for the capacitor to charge from one state to other state, and it changes, and in this way we get this. After that, what about the frequency of this particular wave? What about the frequency of that particular wave? You remember that when we consider this, the frequency, how will you determine the frequency? And on what factor that frequency depends? We get here is the positive saturation, negative saturation, no doubt. Here is the output is actually the positive or negative. But how will you obtain the expression? We know the equation for the voltage across the capacitor, that must be equal to, that is Vc is equal to Vf plus in bracket Vi minus Vf e raised to minus T by Rc. This is very important relation. This is the equation for the voltage across the capacitor, that charge exponentially or that discharge exponentially. How will you obtain this? Consider the case here. This is suppose say initial voltage means, and this is actually the final voltage. Means for an instant of time, final voltage is actually, when we consider this initially, means the minimum voltage across the capacitor, it is the minus beta into V saturation. Starts from this and it is start charges. But what is the final voltage? V saturation. You remember that if we take the V final is equal to V saturation and Vi is equal to, what is the value of Vi? It is start from this, it is minus beta V saturation. When we substitute this value in this equation, and after substituting this value, when we obtain at time, suppose this point to this point, we call, suppose this is a time say t1. This is a t1. And for t is equal to t1, when we substitute t is equal to, substitute in this equation and solve this equation, and after solving this equation, we get the value of t1 is equal to RC log in bracket beta plus 1 divided by beta minus 1. This is the equation. That is T1 is equal to this. It is RC log 1 plus beta, or that is 1 minus, it is the equation 1 plus beta divided by 1 minus beta. You will get this equation. But this is actually the half period. Total period means time required for this. Total period T. You remember that these two levels are same, or saturation levels are same. Beta V saturation and minus V beta V saturation, positive and negative values are same, only the polarity is different. That's why T1 is equal to T2, that's why T is equal to 2 RC log of in bracket 1 plus beta divided by 1 minus beta. This is the value of the period. This is the value of the period. Again, you remember that in this equation, if suppose R1 is equal to R2, means beta is equal to this, R1 is equal to R2. What is the value of this? If we take R1 is equal to R2, and at that time that beta must be equal to, that value is 1/2. When we take R1 is equal to R2, that beta means if R1 is equal to R2, at that time beta is equal to 1/2. And when we this solve, T is equal to 2 RC log in bracket 3, log 3. This is the value of the period. But when R1 is equal to 1.16 R2, when we take this value, at that time T is equal to 2 RC. And T is equal to 2 RC, then frequency is equal to 1 upon 2 RC. This is the expression for frequency. This is the expression for frequency. You remember that? Means frequency of this square wave, if the duty cycle, that is actually the same, duty cycle is 50%, its meaning is that off time and on time is same. Means this is off time, means low state, and this is actually the high state, and this is actually the low state. Time duration for low state and high state is same. At that time the duty cycle is 50%, and at that time frequency is equal to 1 divided by, that is F is equal to 1 upon 2 RC, R1 is equal to R2, beta is equal to 1/2. This is actually the situation. You remember that for frequency depends upon on external component R and C and R1 and R2. Frequency is independent of the supply voltage plus VCC and minus VCC, or it is independent of plus minus positive saturation and negative saturation. This is very important point. If suppose we want to design op-amp as a unstable multivibrator. If suppose use the condition R1 is equal to R2 or R1 is equal to 1.1 RC, design F is equal to 1 kilohertz and take the value of C is equal to 0.1 microfarad, find the value of R. In this way we can design the unstable multivibrator. You remember that this is the expression for frequency. But the next point, what is actually the peak amplitude? Positive peak amplitude is plus V saturation and negative is minus V saturation. Mean what is actually the swing? That is from positive saturation to negative saturation. Swing takes place, that is from, and total swing means peak to peak. Peak to peak. Peak to peak swing is equal to plus to V saturation. Plus V saturation. This is actually the peak to peak amplitude. Means amplitude means this is this point to this or this point to this. On what factor the amplitude depends. On what factor the amplitude depends. Remember that V saturation must be equal to plus minus V saturation must be equal to plus minus VCC minus plus 2 volt. 2 volt. What is its meaning? If suppose plus VCC and minus VCC suppose say 15 volt, then by using this V saturation is plus 13 volt or minus 30 volt. Means we can change the amplitude of the square wave, by using this power supply, This is the first method. Another way, how will you change? This is the first way to change the peak to peak amplitude of that square wave in a stable multivibrator by using the supply voltage. This is the first point. Second point, if suppose we want to change it, instead of power supply, use Zener diode back to back. If suppose there is a Zener diode is connected in this manner, two Zener, suppose this is say Z1, suppose this is say Z2. Two Zener diodes are connected. And suppose the both Zener diodes are equal. Means if suppose Z1 is equal to Z2, both are equal. Means VZ1 voltage, suppose say 5 volt and VZ2 voltage, suppose say 5 volt. Both are equal at that time. When the positive saturation occur, at that time this is forward bias. It is forward bias. Forward bias means voltage across this, that is 0.7 volt. And it is reverse bias, and at that time voltage across this, it is actually the 5 volt. Then output voltage is 5.7 volt. 5.7 volt. Means you remember that we get the output plus minus 5.7 volt, and that must be equal to Vz plus Vd. Vz means that must be equal to, here is plus minus in bracket Vz plus Vd. Vz means this is the breakdown voltage of this. Suppose here is a 5 volt and this is a forward voltage, that is 0.7 volt. Means by using this particular, if suppose for application point of view output voltage required, suppose say 10 volt, plus minus 10 volt, at that time use here is 9.3 Zener and this is 0.7, means total 10 volt. Means amplitude of that square wave can be changed by using the power supply. Second alternative method, by applying or by connecting Zener diode back to back. In addition to this, in both cases, both threshold levels are same. Means it is Vz plus Vd and minus Vz plus Vd. Both threshold levels are same, and that's why we get the square wave that is symmetrical. Duty cycle 50%. But if suppose the unsymmetrical square wave is required, Unsymmetrical square wave means positive saturation value is more as compared to the negative saturation value, or negative saturation value is more as compared to the positive saturation value. At that time, if suppose that Z1 and Z2, these are actually the different. If suppose the second thing, VZ1 is equal to 5.1 volt and VZ2 is equal to 9.3 volt. Two Zener diodes are connected, no doubt, back to back, but these two values are different. And suppose the positive saturation occur. Suppose here is the positive saturation occur. Due to positive saturation, this diode is forward bias. Forward bias means voltage of this diode, that is actually the 0.7 volt. 0.7. And this is reverse bias. What is the voltage of this? Voltage of this, that is actually the plus 9.3, means total is 10 volt. Means positive voltage, that is actually the 10 volt. And due to this 10 volt, what will happen? Capacitor charges up to this point, beta multiplied by 10 volt, positive beta. Means capacitor charges up to this point. Charging of the capacitor takes place, beta into V saturation means beta multiplied by 10 volt. This is the situation. But if suppose the negative saturation occur, what will happen? Due to this negative saturation, this is forward bias, 0.7 volt, and this is the first one, that is actually the 5.1. Means 5.1, and you remember that it is in second situation, voltage is 5.1. This is due to negative saturation, this is reverse bias, and voltage across this is 5.1. This is a 5.1, and voltage across this is, that is actually the 0.7 volt. 5.1 and 0.7 volt means 5.8. Means this voltage actually the value minus beta into it is 5.8. Means you remember that positive saturation and negative saturations are different. For one charging, capacitor charges up to this point. For the second point, capacitor charges for another point, and that's why there is a charging and discharging points. Levels are different. We get this. We cannot get a square wave that is symmetrical. That is asymmetrical square wave is obtained. Means if the question asks, how will you obtain a symmetrical square wave? The reason behind is that use here two Zener diodes that is of different breakdown voltages. In addition to this, another method use here is actually the voltage V. This voltage. Use this variable voltage for obtaining the output asymmetrical. How will you obtain? Here is the plus beta into V saturation plus V and minus beta into V saturation plus V. Means here is the voltage. How exactly that actually the threshold levels are, you remember that. Here is threshold levels plus beta V saturation plus V, and another threshold level minus beta V saturation plus V. Suppose the value of the V, suppose say 5 volt, and suppose this is the value, suppose say 10 volt. 10 plus 5, this value is 15 volt. And this value, here is minus 10 plus 5, what is this value? 5 volt. Means one threshold level, that is minus 5. And another threshold level is 15. Means positive saturation is up to 50 volt and negative saturation is up to minus 5 volt. Means plus here is means threshold level. Charging of the capacitor takes place up to 15 volt in positive direction, and discharging takes place only negatively, charges only up to minus 5 volt. That's why the on time and off time states are high state and low state not same. That's why asymmetrical square wave is produced. This is all about the op-amp as a unstable multivibrator. Op-amp as a unstable multivibrator, both states are unstable. We call it as a quasi-stable state. It is also called a free-running multivibrator. It is also called a square wave generator. This is all about, and its frequency of this unstable multivibrator depends upon the external component. It cannot be depends upon the positive saturation or negative saturation. And again, how will you change the frequency? Frequency can be changed by external component. And how will you change the amplitude? Amplitude can be changed by using the different techniques. Means by using power supply, by applying the Zener diodes in back to back. And how will you obtain symmetrical square wave and asymmetrical square wave? These all points are covered. Okay. Today I am stop here. Okay.